Anyway, screens.
Hey everybody, we're in Discord at the moment, talking with MK about his setup on Botify. Come and join us. Okay, let me pull that over to the right screen so that I'm streaming here. Go. Perfect. Okay. Right, okay. Hi everybody. I hope you can all hear me fine. We're in today watching MKV doing a Botify setup. He's come up with a very good looking setup with one of his own indicators that he come up with. So welcome MK, I hope you're going well. Hope everybody's going well. Over to you, mate. We're streaming, we're live, we're on YouTube, ready for anybody to come in and watch it later as well at the same time. How are you going?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you once again for the opportunity to stream and to present this strategy of mine and the indicator I have been building for the last couple of months. Before I proceed, just let's check once again, how's the video, how's the sound, is everything okay? Can everybody hear me?
Absolutely perfect. Perfect picture, perfect sound.
All good.
Awesome. Okay. So, hi again, everybody. It's Martin over here. I go by the name of MKV666 because I couldn't find a suitable Discord name. So I just added a 666 at the end. Today, I will be doing my third stream, which is going to be presenting an indicator of mine, something I have been working in the background silently for the last couple of months. After that, I will show you like different types of strategies that you can implement with this indicator. And last but not least, I'm going to show you something that has been working great for me during the last few months, and a setup that I have been trading for like manually for more than a year, maybe a bit longer than that, and has been just something good that has generated sort of stable returns. Like with anything, you make some, you lose some, but it's steadily growing, basically P&L. So the slideshow today is much shorter. I will be not spending much time here. We will be spending much more time in TradingView, in the charts, and with Bodify. So, as I said, a showcase of my new indicator, how to create a strategy with it, and then how to build the strategy with Bodify, because like there are so many good indicators out there, but without Bodify, without a backtesting adapter of sorts, basically your hands are tied. And that's a really important part of my trading workflow of late. So now, on top of everything, the purpose of the stream is to basically, as David mentions, to treat like a boss and to make some money while learning how to use Bodify. And if I'm able to achieve that, I would be really happy, because this is going to be my humble contribution to the great content that we as members receive in David. So yeah, let's give it a go. Now, the indicator is called El Patron. And in here I've included a screenshot from Google of what that means and why it's called El Patron. And, you know, I have been always fascinated by Spanish and Spanish-speaking people. Me myself, I don't speak Spanish, but it sounds really cool to me, and it basically means like the boss or the master or a lord of some sorts. And for me, this is exactly what this indicator is, because I've built multiple indicators, but this one for my style of trading and for my trading purposes and what I'm actually chasing as a trader, this is what this indicator is. It's simply the boss. So let's first of all open the indicator and do a quick review of what it is, all the functionality it includes, and how it basically works. So before actually proceeding, I just wanted to let everybody in the group know that I have spent like a lot of time and resources to actually build this. It's like kind of my baby, if I can say that. Um, and it was built generally for my trading purposes. So I have built it to trade with, not to sell to anybody. So having that said, as you know, as a contribution to the group, as my humble contribution to the group, everybody that's a member of DaviddTech will also have access to this indicator, and will be able to use it to build strategies and to basically play with. So the indicator is basically a combination of oscillators, which are sort of a leading indicator. Hence why I love it to basically use it as my, the source of my strategies. And I use it for mainly for entries, but with a couple of layers of confluences. So it's a combination of different oscillators, which result in this type of graphics. And the idea is that whenever, let's just hide those for a sec. Whenever you want to buy, basically you're looking for the green trend. And whenever you want to sell, you're looking for the red trend. It's self-explanatory. It consists of multiple layers of confirmations and internal confluences for the trend to basically be confirmed and be green or be red. And the white zones are sort of no trade areas. This is the way I have designed it. Now, in here, you basically have a couple of settings. If you want to be much more aggressive, you can buy on the white signals and you can sell on the white signals as well. But as you're going to see, the entry will be triggered on white signal instead of waiting for the green one, e.g. waiting for the trend confirmation. And this will only happen after an extreme zone has been visited. Now, this is risky and works best on higher time frames, because on lower time frames, you get much more mixed signals. I use this with like 15 minutes. I also have a strategy for the 5 minutes as well. It can be used on all time frames, but before using it, you really have to come up with strategy. It's not just like green buy and red sell. You really have to develop something. So the strategy that we will be talking today will be on the 2 hours. I found that it's a good one for the specific indicator. And I will use it to basically show the other functionalities. Now, in here, you can adjust the length and the smoothing of some of the internal algorithms for the trend to be green or red or white. These are the ones that I recommend, and to be honest, I rarely touch those. Basically, I just leave them on default and I play with most of the other parameters. Now, the idea for this indicator when I started to build it was for it to basically go in the extreme zone, basically above something or below something. Generally, that's sort of that's how most of them work. RSI works in a similar fashion. Basically, around 20 is the extreme low, and around 80 is the extreme high. This is up to the time frame as well. These things change with time frames, but in general, like 20 and 80 are something that's good. For the 1 hour and for the 2 and the 4 hour, I think that those are something that I tested for quite a while. So around 25, around 78 is like an area that has been programmed to basically change direction or at least consolidate for a while. So based on those extreme zones, based on the trend confirmation, which is green, red, or white, I have coded a way for you to be able to see when there is a valid buy signal and when there's a valid sell signal. And you can enable those by these options here. So basically, this is how it looks. Currently, let's just set this to 20 and 80. It's loading. Here we go. So you need to cross above the level, then go below, and then form a trend change. In the case from white to red for a sell signal to appear. And as you can see, in this case, this could have been surely a profitable trade, not something massive, but it's on the 2 hour. So if you place a trade on the candle close, basically to the next pivot, that's like 2%, which great. On the contrary, for the buy signals, it's the same logic, but vice versa. You need to go below the extreme low in one of the last 6 periods to emphasize on that. I think that's something that I also, yeah, this is where you have the defined the buy and the sell signals. You need to go below extreme low in any of the last 6 periods. The El Patron needs to be white in the previous period and needs to change the color from basically green or red, depending on what you're searching for a buy signal to be valid. And surely enough, you actually get a lot of signals. It's something that it's not a strategy that there is going to be like a sniper for you to wait for months and months because it's on the 2 hour. So a lot of time needs to pass before you get a lot of candles printed. But even on the 2 hour, I'm surprised to say that per month you get like 10 to 15 good trades, which for my trading style is exactly what I'm after. I'm not after like small, short, explosive gains. I'm in this game for the long run, so something that is steady and something that doesn't give me headaches with huge profitable or huge spikes on the profit or on the loss side is my type of strategy, and that's how I'm going to approach today's strategy. Now, this is for the first El Patron, what you can do is enable these options, and you're going to see that that's a bit more risky. You get in a bit earlier. This can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, but just for the sake of you having options to be able to choose what you're willing to achieve with your trading strategy, I've included that option as well. I have profitable strategies with this option. They're mostly on the higher term time frames, but today we're not going to be using this one, and we're going to use the main logic of the indicator. Next thing is you have the second El Patron, which you can use for basically another level of confluence. So right now we're on the 2 hour. So let's just say that we want to have another El Patron on the, let's say, 1 day, and we want to use it as a confirmation. So first of all, let's see how that is going to look. Basically, this is what you get on the daily. Now, it has the same settings. It has basically, let's leave those because I just think that these settings are better. But what happens in this case is that you can use it for a confirmation. So see how you get those two buy signals here, this one and this one. If I enable this option to use it as a confirmation, this one will also need to be in extreme zones for it to basically print a signal. So let's enable that. And you can also define the extreme zones for the El Patron 2. They're not the same as these ones here. I think that's a much more useful way to approach this. You can also show them if you want to, or you can disable them. But remember, and here we had two long signals. Currently, they're not present, but we also get the short. And here, because while we get the short, the El Patron 2 is in the extreme zones, and we're using it as a confirmation. That's self-explanatory. And we also have the third one, because sometimes I use the third one as well. It can be very useful. Sometimes it's just not working, depending on what you're trying to achieve. But I think that it's a good thing if you're looking for a strategy that doesn't have like these regular and like everyday entries. If you're looking for something that's more on the higher time frame side, that's a really great option to basically use. You get all the time frames here, so you can go up to 12 months, 6 months, basically whatever you're trying to do. You can also use it as a confirmation and show the lines off. Now, until here, everything is basically designed by me and code is written by me. That's basically my idea. From here on, I use another indicator that you can find, which is public. It's PMRP by the caretaker. It's a public indicator. Everybody can read the code, can use it in whatever way possible. So this is an awesome indicator that I've implemented in my personal one because I use it quite a lot. I use it for confluences, I use it for take profits. Sometimes I use it for slope analysis. Basically, this is measuring multiple moving averages and creating sort of an oscillator line between all of them. And it's just an amazing indicator. If you're not familiar with it, I highly suggest for you to check it out. It can be really useful. So just for the sake of using it much easier with Bodify, it's implemented here. Some of you guys probably don't have the highest tier TradingView account, so that's also it's easier to have it like that. Now, also, one important part of the PMRP to be a part of this indicator is because you can use it as a confirmation. So basically, let's just say that we want to buy when PMRP is below the extreme low or sell when it's above the extreme high. We can do that just by using this option here. So, and here, did you just see how basically some of those buy signals went missing? It's because we're using that as a confirmation and we are basically getting much more entries that we are not here. Self-explanatory. Same thing for the BBWP. This is a volatility indicator. It's a calculation that measures the percentage change for the Bollinger Bands indicator. Let me just, it's also public, it's also by the caretaker. I think it's the purple one, yeah. So you also have that implemented in the indicator, and you can use it as a layer of confirmation if you want to. I find this one extremely useful as well because for my strategies, I use an oscillator, something that is going to provide me the signal. This is the first part. The second part that is always present is something that is concerning the trend. Basically, that's a moving average or a VWAP or something that is basically going to confirm the trend, whether I want to be in a long or in a short. And the third one is something that is going to measure the volatility. That could be a Bollinger Band, it could be a BBWP. There are just so many out there. But just for, I think that to this date, that this is the best one I found. So that's why I included it here. And you can use it as a confirmation. In this case, the confirmation works in the way that it needs to be above the extreme or below the extreme low. Now, let's just do a quick showcase. See, most of them are gone. We have a couple that would have been profitable, but I'm not building the strategy yet. I'm just, making a showcase. These settings in here and these ones in here for the PMRP and the BBWP, I tend to not also touch a lot. It's something that I just leave on default, and I play with. I play mainly with these two. With the extreme low, a high, and the extreme zones for the BBWP, and just those two settings have worked wonders. Another couple of layer of confirmations. You have the VWAP. So basically, you can also use it as confirmation. So if it needs to close above for longs or close below for shorts. So this can also drastically improve your win rate at times. You have moving averages confirmations. You can choose whether it's an EMA or an SMA, what's the source, just regular stuff. And I have also described basically what are the conditions for you to be able to use it as a confirmation. The last thing on the indicator is the FVMA. I know about this from David and from Mason. I think Mason was the first guy who told me about it. And to be honest, I'm quite impressed with this one. It can be a great confirmation for trend. So I just decided to include it because it's something easy. It's just a few lines of code, but can work wonders. So long story short, this is the indicator, how it works, all of its functionalities. As I said, everybody that's a member of DaviddTech will have access to it. I suppose David will share it during the stream or a bit afterwards. And I would be really happy to see you guys playing with it, making strategies from it, and to basically let me know how you find use in it. Because um, you will see that this is the original logic of this indicator with the extreme low and the extreme high, with buy and sell signals, basically just going to the extreme zone and generating a signal. But there's much more to it. And what I will be building right now, and basically here I have this is the combined one. So basically I have a long one, a short one, a combined one. This is using part of that logic, but not entirely. And it was maybe 2 years ago that I figured it out that it can be used in many more ways. So I would be really happy to see everybody just using it, coming up with strategies, suggesting stuff that we can build and optimize together, and basically creating new and much more new strategies for everybody to use. Now, the strategy that we will be using today, as I said, is on the 2 hour and has a couple of layer of confluences. So in order for me to start somewhere, okay, let's just add all the indicators and then explain basically the strategy logic, and then build the strategy together. Now, first of all, you have the El Patron indicator that as that needs to have those values changed. So okay, you know what? Let's just start with this one. What I noticed is that when I put the extreme low at 100 and the extreme high at 0, I get all of those roundup signals. It's like there are a lot. But if you look closely, you can see that good part of them actually generate very, very solid results. So what I found is that if you're waiting for it to go in the extreme low for you to buy, or waiting for it to go in the extreme high for you to sell, you're missing a lot of opportunities. Because let's just say that, okay, this was the low. If you buy here, basically buying at the close of this candle and the open of the next one. But see, that's also a good signal. This one here, it's a great signal. This one in here, it's also a really great signal. So I just decided to basically experiment and see if I can somehow make this work. Now, excuse me for not remembering everything that I have coded, because it's just a lot of settings, and I'm having a hard time to basically go through them and remember them all. So what I will be doing is I will just get this one in here. I will copy it. One sec. Okay, probably not going to work like that. Okay, let's just check these settings that I have, because this is the complete strategy. This is the results that we are going to be striving for. This is something that I have tested as far as November 2019, or no, excuse me, I think that's November 2018. Yeah, and basically these are the results. I really like this one. I have traded it manually, and recently I automated it, and currently I'm really happy of where it stands. So let's just see what are the settings of this one. Now, we are not buying on the buy. We're not buying on the white or selling on the white signal. We're using the regular trend change to basically achieve those results. As I said, not touching those ones here, but the extreme low for the El Patron is basically 74. What this means is that you need to be below 74 in order for you to print a buy signal. If it goes above 74, that's in the extreme zone, and I wouldn't like to catch those trades. So basically looking for a buy signal below 74, or a sell signal above 31. And truly enough, second. In this case, let's check the latest sell signal. So El Patron, is it above 31? Yes, because it's a 39 and it's red, and basically it covers all of the requirements to print a sell signal. We're not using the second El Patron as a confirmation, or the third one. The PMRP, in this case, it's being shown, it's been displayed, but we are also not using it as a confirmation. And it's being displayed because in this strategy, PMRP is what is going to define your take profit, or let's just say it's going to be the forced take profit, the forced exit, as it's called in Bodify. What you're going to do is you're going to take profit when PRP crosses above a certain level for longs, or TP when it crosses below a certain level for shorts. So I'm not using it as a confluence, but I want to display it just so I can see what it's doing. Because even though I just leave my strategies for there to basically work, I am constantly on my phone, and even if I'm outside, I'm just looking at the trades. Probably most of you are. And this is just the easiest way for me to basically follow up what's going on. With the BBWP, it's the exact same thing. But with BBWP, I am using it as a confirmation. I'm not using it, but I'm using it as a confirmation, I think, with Bodify, not with the script. Now, I'm not using VWAP. I am using the 56 moving average, the exponential moving average as a confirmation. So every time I want to long, it has to close above it. And for shorts, it's the other way around. It has to close below. And these are the settings that I found work best for the FVMA. And I have created the same conditions. So to close above, to long, it needs to close above, or vice versa for shorts. So for the longs, these are the settings for basically a patron. Now, the next interesting part of this strategy is going to be something else that I've also built. I think Lux Algo have this indicator for support and resistance levels, which I used as you know as a start for my indicator, but I upgraded it a bit because I found that with Lux Algo, sometimes it doesn't take into consideration the last candle close. So if you're looking for low and high pivots on the 2 hour, the best way for you to be able to achieve that is by using this indicator. And it's very simple. Basically, you have a left look bar and a left bar look back, and basically the same for the right side. And you also have the same for the shorts. So basically, you can do that for support and for resistance. And I have also created a backtesting signal for Bodify, and I can share that after the stream. Just remind me to also send the code to everybody. You're not going to find this on TradingView, but in here, see, when you want to use this as an external indicator for your stop loss for longs and for shorts, these in here are pretty fine for you. Now, the best settings that I found for longs are when we look back as far as 15 candles, and the best ones that I found for shorts are with a 30 candle look back period. Also, you have the 2 EMAs that you're using as a confirmation. So basically, they are the 21 and the 55. And you might wonder why I have two of those. Because I'm using one for longs and one for shorts. So I will show you how I created this indicator and how I use it with Bodify and what I did to plug it into Bodify so I can use it as a confirmation. But long story short, when you get the green cloud, you're looking for longs, and when you get the red cloud, you're looking for shorts. And basically, you output on code. Yeah. So you want to buy when this is correct, and you want to sell when this is correct, and you just plot a backtest signal that's not visible to Bodify, one for longs, -1 for shorts. So long story short, you're looking for a buy or a sell signal here whenever you are above the 21 and 55, e.g. the cloud is green, and you're looking for a take profit either on a fixed percentage base or a forced exit base that is going to be conditioned for the PMRP. Now let's hide those because I don't want the chart to get too clouded. Now let's go to Bodify and plug in all those settings. So in here, this is simply the long strategy. I will show you the short strategy in a bit, and I will show you something that's combined. The best one is probably the combined one, but this is how we go about Bodify. So first of all, you enable only the limits. These you use limit as exit, and you wait until the bar is confirmed for sure. Then when you put the patron on your chart, you go here and you choose the backtest signal. when you use the backtest signal, you're not using the second indicator, the fixed level should be 1. The other fixed level for shorts should be a -1. This is how it's coded. And then you're choosing the first indicator value should be equal to the fixed level. And the first indicator value for shorts should be equal to the fixed level. Then you're going to be looking for the first layer of confluence, which is going to be, the EMA 2155. So you're looking for the green cloud. Now, the green cloud is being printed as a 1. The red one is a -1. So all you do is you click, you want to choose the first indicator value that's equal to the fixed level. And this here is disabled because we're not using any shorts with this strategy yet. Now, we're using, as I said, BBWP as a confluence. You can use that in my indicator. You can use that with Bodify. For the sake of the example, I've implemented this with Bodify. To be honest, I prefer to use as many of Bodify's features as possible, because when everything is at one single place, I find it much more easy to tweak and to record and to backtest and to compare. When everything is all around on multiple indicators, it's just a hell to go over everything and to decide basically which settings you prefer. So for the sake of the example, I've used the BBWP as an confluence for the second indicator. Basically, this is the input. Excuse me. And we want to long when the BBWP, the value, the first indicator value of the BBWP is below or equal to 96. Basically, when it's above those, I found that the strategies, there's not a drastic change in the results. Let's just see what's going to happen, but I think that there was a slight improvement. Loading. Okay, I'm not sure exactly why I did this, but let's just leave it like that and proceed with the next ones. I think that if you go like up to 100, there was something changing, but when I was playing with those values, I found that 96 is a good one. Maybe if I turn off something else, that is going to make a difference. But as this is something that's completed for me and I use for trading, I will not tweak those values. If you want to, you can do it for yourself. Next thing is oh, I forgot to explain something. This EMA 21 and 55 and this EMA 21 and 55 have one single difference. Basically, for longs, we're using those values, but the source should be this one. And for shorts, the source should be this one. It's a minor difference for the results, but as you know, trading for me is like going to war. If you're going to war, you're going to basically take all the best weapons, all the best people. You're going to create the best possible strategy just so you can win. And if I find that something is improving my strategy, even with like maybe $500, I tend to go towards that as a solution, because as I explained, sometimes small changes in the long term create a snowballing effect, and the profits just stack. So in this case, basically this doesn't matter because as you can see, the third confluence is being enabled only for the shorts. And we're not shorting in this strategy, but you're going to see that throughout the short version of the script and the long version and the combined version of the script, basically most of these settings are the same. And as I've copied them, basically this has stuck from the short version to the long one. Now, take profit. Basically, your take profit is going to be based on the PMRP, the forced take profit, the forced exit. Uh, Basically, for the fixed one, you have a fixed percentage. And as you can see, many of my trades have, especially the longs one, they're chasing after a 10% move, which happens. As you can see, in January, this created this epic result just for a single month. But when this doesn't happen and the other condition is met, I prefer to take a bit of a profit instead for just taking a loss and just chasing after the huge moves and huge profits all the time. And this is how I achieved this result. So you want the PMRP to have these values, the 83 and the 21. 83 is for longs, 21 is for shorts. So you want the first indicator value, the PMRP, to basically trigger when the indicator crosses above this level. And for shorts, it's the same, but it's below. When it crosses below this level. These are force exit condition. So sometimes this doesn't happen, and I'll try to find an example because this condition doesn't always happen, and this sometimes allows you to stay longer in a trade. And if you stay longer in a trade, sometimes you get those type of trades. And this is the beauty of the strategy because that's a 10% move. And this is why, this is why we have basically this condition. So for longs, this we're not using. We're using the stop loss indicator that I mentioned earlier. For longs, we're using a fixed take profit of 10.5%. For shorts, we're going to discuss a bit later, but it's at 7. This is something that we're not using. These are the correct settings for the stop loss levels. For longs and for shorts, as I already showed you. This is something that we're not using. Something that we're not using as well. Not using. Great new feature of the latest Bodify script, especially useful for traditional markets. In previous strategies of mine, I have figured out that if you wait basically a bit longer between candles, let's say you're waiting you're trading over 15-minute. The 15-minute can print multiple signals really close one to another. And this is a great setting that I would always go to if I'm trading on the lower time frames. But with higher time frames, I found out that when I basically increase that, the profitability drops. So that's something that I'm not using as well. The max drawdown and etc. is something that I have built in all of the other stats, so it's not something that I'm willing to use. Now, the leverage and position size, that's something that's entirely up to you. I've managed to achieve those results with these settings here. So a trick that I'm going to show you, something that drastically improved my trading career, is that I compare the position sizing with the total, the max drawdown. So you put these next to each other and just think to yourself, how strong is your stomach? Like, how much can you take? Because we can drastically improve those numbers. Like, let's just see how crazy they're going to go. Currently, we're at 94,000. That that's just insane. But okay, when you look like when you're looking at this part of the screen, that looks amazing. Everybody would like to have that in their banking account and in their strategies, like the results. But what about that one? Like 50% here. You lost almost 4 million if you're trading with those numbers in here. So what I do is I chase, like, for me as a trader, I'm fine with something that's like 15 or 20% down. You have to understand that in order to make some, you have to give some back. This is how it works. There's nothing that's perfect that's going to be 100% win rate. At least I haven't found it. If you manage to find it, please let me know. But yeah, I chose those ones in here. 10% of the portfolio with 10% with a 10x leverage, because the drawdown here compared to the overall results is something that is really great for me. And when I wake up in the morning and if I've lost like 10 to 15% of my portfolio, it's not something that is going to make me consider my strategy or the decisions I'm going to take. It's something that I can live with. Keep in mind that we're currently using a starting value of just 10,000 and we're using a 6% commission. So this is the value of each order on the basic level of the ByBit accounts. It's like the lowest tier. What I'm trying to say is that this strategy can potentially be profitable even without you having a high tier account. Now, also, here we're trading on the 2 hour. Trading on the 2 hour has massive, like, pros than trading on the lower time frames, because you can fill big orders on limits at almost every single trade. Um, Sadly, there isn't a way that I'm aware of. I also spoke to David about it. He's also not aware if there's a mathematical way for us to measure how many of those trades would have been filled on limit. But just for the naked eye, like, there's almost always a wick that is going to fill you on the 2 hour, like maybe 95% of the time. And if you're always getting in and out limit, and except for the stop loss orders, of course, you're going to use this value, which is going to be the regular value for limit orders with ByBit. This drastically improves results. And having traded the strategy manually, I confirm that the results that I've generated are better than what you are seeing in the previous graph. That was around 94K, if I'm not mistaken. Here you get something around 120K with the similar win rate, almost the same. So I expect for you, if you decide to trade the strategy, to actually achieve results that are closer to this one than to this one. But for me to be fair and to keep it real, I would just keep those ones. Now, where were we? Okay, Wadex and here, yeah. So the leverage and position sizing, once again, I compare this one and I decide basically how aggressive I'm going to be on the max drawdown. With this strategy, this is something that I can take without any hesitation. So I'm very satisfied with the profits as well. So this is like a good spot for me. Now, next thing is going to be the dynamic algorithm of your position sizing. You can base it on the ADX, on the ATR, on the MACD. Now, for me, something that I found is working great and drastically increasing the profits is to basically place a bigger order whenever ATR is in a higher position. David has a great video about it. I think it's called massively increasing your win rate. Yeah.
Today,
Uh,
today I'm going to be showing.
yeah. Such an amazing tool. Like you mentioned, David, that you received this from a hedge fund. That's really so cool. With just a single like, it's a single click, and the profits increase in such a massive way. Um, so thank you for that. That's a really great tool. I advise everybody to basically dig down, find and optimize using this section in here. What I found best and something that is working for me as a trader is 1.5. Martingale or DCA are not something that we use. The threshold is not something that you use because, as you can see, most of the trades are low risk, high win ratio. The minimum take profit is something that we don't want to use as we're using a fixed one, which is quite large. But something that drastically increased the profits is the maximum stop loss. A 15 period look back can sometimes equal 5, 6, maybe even 10%, depending on the volatility. So when you're losing with those trades, if you have this one disabled, it's the strategy is, if I remember correctly, is just not as good. So for the longs and for the shorts, that's like a really, yeah. So you increase the win rate, but the P&L drops drastically, and you also have a much higher drawdown. And just see just how many red months you have. So, for me, I just prefer it like that. You make more money, it's much more stable, uh, less red months, the better way to do it. You can play with this number. I found out that's a good spot. Something else that was good was around 1.5, but for me that's like a great place to be. We are not moving to break even, not taking multiple take profits, but I found out that if you're using this value in here to close above or under the EMA 56, you get basically a drastic improvement. And I've also enabled this condition in my personal indicator. But when I use it only with my personal indicator and not use it with Bodify, there's a difference in the results. The EMA is the same, but I suspect that David did some of his magic and there's something magical happening in the background. So basically, that's a really good setting for the strategy. And this section in here with the moving averages has been something that has been really helpful for my strategies. The next ones, we are not, as it's a long only strategy, we're not using the section, we're not pausing it anywhere. We're not using all of these RSI filters and the Hurst exponent. Actually, I think that that's something new. I would love to experiment on that, but so far the strategy is like a really good place for me. So if some of you find something that is useful for this section specifically, I would be really interested in. What is the next thing that we're using? Like all of those are default settings. None of them are being used. So we can see there's great room for improvement. But something that is, you can see those red lines in here, sections. This is all the Saturdays. Now, if I enable the Saturdays, we're not going to have these results. I think that results are worst. And what this means is that just for the 2-hour time frame and for this setup specifically, you see it's almost 30K down, and the win rate also drops. Just remove those Saturdays. We don't need them. Just after market hours, weekends, volume. Back in the day, it used to drop. Lately, it's been picking up. I have no idea what's going on. I don't care. It's just better like that. Also, there's like something with this session. Let me just remind myself, what was it? Oh yeah, there's this 1 hour during the day. On GMT3, it's from 3 to 4, from 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon that we are not trading. So basically, I have disabled this specific time period for trades, and it also improved the results. And as far as the long strategy goes, I think that we reached the end. Yeah. So basically, these are all of the settings for the long strategy. And it's something that has been working great for me in the past, and something that I'm using to this day. And I wouldn't recommend for you to jump straight ahead and to just put like big bets on it, but it's something that is just worth considering. Now, we also have the short one. The short one is using mostly the same settings with a couple of minor differences, and it's just being optimized for shorts. Now, what I do with every single strategy of mine is I divide it by two. I do a long version, I do a short version, and then I do a combined version. What this helps me to achieve is create basically three different strategies, and I can optimize for longs, I can optimize for shorts. And then when I plug it together, I basically compare and just decide which one is best. To be honest, I don't care which one is going to be best. I don't care if I'm trading Bitcoin, which is generally, an uptrending asset. All that matters is the numbers from the backtesting results. Because at the end of the day, this is how I'm going to measure my risk. So I'm just not interested in anything else but the statistic that TradingView is generating for me. Now, settings here are identical because you have, they are just two different signals for long and for shorts. So if you just copy this indicator, you're going to get, if you just copy these values, you're going to get the same stats as we have showed them just a couple of minutes ago. I don't want to go through all of them to bore you, but let me just check. Yeah, they are the same, but this one is optimized for shorts. Now, for shorts, the look back period is 30. As already mentioned, we are not using the high-low 2 source. We are using the close. Settings with Bodify. Looking only for short trades. We want the Opatron to be a 1 or a -1. We want the EMA2, as I said, not the EMA without the two brackets, EMA2 backtest signal to basically be a 1 or -1. The confluence settings are the same. These in here are the same. That's the 83 and the 21. Basically, all of them are the same. And I found that the take profit value for the shorts is best at around 7%. And in here, you see you have more red months, but you almost don't get an unprofitable year. So the results, I don't like them as much as I like the long version. If I have to choose whether I would trade the long or the short one, it would definitely be the long one. But as you will see a bit later in a combined version, basically it's best for you to take the best of both worlds. And in this case, if you trade only the long one, you get trades much more rarely and with the short one as well. So I just prefer to use the combined one. And these are the optimized settings for the short version. So there's one minor difference in here. Basically, all of these settings are the same. Once again, here you get a 24% drawdown, which is around this period in here, or probably it's actually around this period in here during the 2019. Get a couple of months, you get like on a pretty heavy losing streak. But then you pick it up and you see it just gets better with time. Now, the difference between the long and the short one is one specific setting. And that is to basically I think you trade 24/7. You don't just trade in the custom session 1 or 2, but you trade 24/7. You still don't trade Saturday, but you trade 24/7. You don't exclude this hour, because if I enable that for the shorts, it turns out that it just gets worse. Yeah, good memory. It's actually really useful for me to do that stream because I'm refreshing. It's very refreshing to go through all of the settings and to basically remember exactly what I did. But as far as the short version, it's basically a copy of the long version without these settings in here. And keep in mind that when I optimized the long one or the short one, I just go to the other strategy and I insert the best possible settings, just for the sake of having those to basically stay there if I need them for whatever reason. Now, this was the long, this was the short, and now we're going to do the combined. So, see how many trades you get in this one. It's like a trade every 2 or 3 days. And I like it because, okay, you get the much more profitable and the much more consistent long one, but you also get the short one, which is as well profitable. And when you combine them, you get a great profit factor. You get an 80% drawdown, which is in confluence with my rule of 20%. After 20%, I just realized for me as a trader that emotions kick in. I just do stupid things. So I just keep it up to 20% because I know myself. This is what I would recommend to everybody else. Don't listen to a word I say and what works for me. Just find out what works for you. The settings in here are basically optimized for both the longs and the short trades. And here you have both enabled. 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. 96, basically in here, it's this is disabled, as you can see. In here, basically the first EMA is disabled for longs, and the second EMA should be enabled for longs. Yeah, this one is disabled for shorts, and this one in here is disabled for longs. The force exit is still 83 and 21. Settings in here are the same. And I have been speaking with David about something that can improve the strategy. There's room for improvement with this strategy because currently for the short side, you are getting no, you're getting these results. I figured out that by having this as a filter, it's more profitable than having it disabled because longs tend to basically make more than the shorts. So it's better for the combined version to have it enabled. But when I say there's room for improvement, I'm speaking if there would be a way in the future when doing future updates with Bodify, basically be able to enable this filter on the position direction settings, e.g. enable the filter for shorts or for longs or for both, and etc. Basically, in the combined version, if I have the option to disable this filter for shorts, it's supposed to get, I think, those results. Yeah. So having all of that said, basically this is the topic of today's stream and the presentation of the strategy and the indicator. I don't want to take too long because as traders, I understand that your time is valuable. But I would just like to show you something really cool. What makes this strategy basically this profitable is that you catch the small trades and the small profits. But sometimes remember that the forced exit condition for longs is based on the cross above a certain level. In this case, what was it? I think here. The 83. So what happens is here, and here we get a long when the PMRP, which is this orange line, is at 98. So it is above our level that we just mentioned. But what it needs to do is to basically, and this is the trick, it needs to go below the level and then cross up. If it just stays above or crosses below it, the force exit is not going to trigger. And this is what I find really cool about the strategies, because by figuring out this trick per se, you stay in big profitable trades for much longer. But when there is like a short move in the market, something that's small, you also catch that as well. And you tend to make profits of the small moves and tend to make profits of the big moves as well. And 10.5%, that's a huge trade. I'm not here to say that you should always go after the big trades or chase anything that's as big as 10% because you're just going to get wrecked. But by having the strategy, you also catch those. And I find this particularly cool because it just gets me excited to be able to catch all of those trades with that much of a stop loss and that much of a drawdown. And this is what really got me excited about the strategy and why I decided to share it with David and with all of you and to basically provide you with my indicator, because what we're trying to achieve here is to basically learn about Bodify, educate you to be able to build those strategies by yourself, because just take it from my experience, there's nothing better than to be able to put your mind down and just rely on statistics than on somebody else's opinion. And I'm really happy with the stream and where is it going, because I think that if you put your head down, build all your strategies, or even build this one, just rewatch the stream, get the indicator from the DaviddTech website. You can add it to your TradingView. I suppose it's already posted, and you can build it yourself. But by having it by building it yourself, you're first of all going to get more familiar with Bodify, and you're going to see something profitable, and you're just going to see how it's supposed to be done. So yeah, thank you everybody for your attention. Basically, this was the idea of today's stream. I would right now just like to go to some Q&A. If anybody has any questions, I would be happy to take them.
There's a couple of questions in the chat if Vlad doesn't mind reading them to you, because I can't, because I'm streaming at the same time. Or you can put them up.
Where was the chat? Okay.
I think some people are actually writing at the moment questions.
Yeah, there's a couple of people asking questions. If anybody wants
Let's just
to
give it like a minute.
Yeah, if anybody
sure,
wants to ask the questions out loud, they're quite welcome to as well.
Yeah, just feel free to tune in and directly just speak.
Absolutely brilliant. Enjoyed it a lot. I've been playing around with the indicator myself whilst watching you and trying to get better settings without any joy so far, but I certainly will try and contribute as well and send my settings that I find as I go along. Brilliant.
I'm sure there's room for improvement, because I've utilized like maybe 30% of everything that Bodify has to offer. But as a trader and as an algo trader, I suppose that you're very well familiar with the part of building a strategy where it just looks good.
It looks really good. It looks really good. I mean, all of those green days look, look very, very good. No, the whole of the strategy looks very good.
So I have a question right here over my PMs. For how long have you put your strategy into incubation? And I think that he refers to like, when did you finish the optimizing process? And up until now, like how much time has it been?
So, as I have traded it manually for a long time, which is like almost 2 years, and I have been, very familiar with the setup, I didn't need to put it into incubation because I have already had the stats to basically put myself into risk any amount of money by putting a trade for those type of signals. So the answer is that the incubation for the strategy was done manually, which is strange. I understand it. But for me, it's something that has already been working in the last couple of years. And right now, with Botify, I found a way to automate it and to plug it and to have more free time for myself. So at the time being, is just being put out there, is just working, is just making trades automatically. And I'm really happy that I'm not doing this manually.
As a follow-up question from myself, did you take like all the trades available or only during your daytime, let's say?
Well, what I did is I had a really weird schedule with TradingView alerts, and my phone and my Apple Watch really close to me. So when I got the signal, basically most of the time I was just getting up, placing the trades, and going back to bed. Having this said, I did miss many of the trades because we are human, but
Definitely.
yeah, but maybe like 75%, maybe 80% of those trades I managed to basically capture. And by taking a look at the results, it looks like I was also lucky because um, most of the trades I didn't take were the losers. I managed to take most of the profitable ones. Hence why I was able to basically generate good results. But having these stats makes me feel like comfortable enough to trade it automatically as well. And I'm very happy with the way it's going as per right now. And I think that it's currently also in a profitable trade. It's Let me just check. Oh, kind of. It was just an hour ago.
Awesome. Thanks.
No worries, no
Um,
worries.
is it realistic with a trading strategy to be able to expect 10 to 15% realistically monthly?
Well, I don't know. Really,
Hard one.
it's a hard one. Like
Yeah.
you can see that there's months that you make even much more than that.
Yeah.
Is this a combined one? Yeah, there's months that you make much more than that. But just take a look at those stats. Like in August you had 4, September you had 5. Like in this August and here you had 1. Here you had -6. So don't it's I don't think that to measure a strategy month per month is something that is going to get you profitable. It's just a metric that I don't use myself, and this is not something that I'm striving for. But probably you can do it. It's just that I think that there's a better way to approach things.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I think that using something that I've been exploring a lot recently is diversifying my portfolio a lot more into different kinds of strategies that try to take entries on opposing or different ways of trading. Trying to play them out against each other so that when you do have one of those red months, another one or another two strategies maybe in green months, and that will help to level out those months that are in the red. 10 to 15% is going to be a lot, and it also depends on how much risk you're going to be putting in and things like that. So it's best to do what MK's done here and try and look at the global situation, try and look for a profitable strategy, and then try and add to that profitable strategy maybe another strategy and build up and diversify your portfolio.
Sure, and 30 to 40% uh, maybe per year, or let's say like 50% per year
Yeah,
can take you great places. So
absolutely.
you don't need to make 50% a month to make money consistently and to make like trading to live of it.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you very much, David and MK. No problem whatsoever. Did you test Botify X simple bot with pyramiding? I've had order reprint 4 times every 7 seconds.
Not really. I think
No.
that's a question for you, maybe.
That's a question for
Yes.
William, indeed.
Yeah. Did you printing 4 times every 7 seconds? I don't know how that's possible.
I think somebody over general chat mentioned that if you put pyramiding within the script, the script settings, I mean the properties, you might get into some things like that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Igor. I'll have to have a look. If you don't mind sharing your settings with me, I'll have a look to see. Now there was something that changed yesterday. TradingView was having some kind of a weird situation with ByBit indicator only, and it was trying to get to the ByBit platform via obviously a webhook. And it was, so we've actually built in some code that actually what it does is it checks the number of trades and checks that it's exactly the same amount, and double checks back with your TradingView strategy against what you've got already going on in ByBit. Add you to friends, I will indeed, no problem whatsoever. If you don't mind sending your settings, I will have a look at that. Let me have a look. Your friends, I'm trying to add myself as a friend to myself. Your portfolio, accept. There you go. Thank you very much. No problem. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that because I'm not really sure how your strategy is working in the background, but I'll test it for you. No problem. When will the stream record be available? It's kind of being recorded directly to YouTube at the moment. MKV has said that he's also recording it in better quality, which we will upload as well directly to the website.
Yeah, I'll send it over like in 15 or 20 minutes after we finish.
Fantastic.
There's also a question from Mr. Dave, I suppose.
Yeah.
Have you tested it in different pairs? And the answer is no, actually, because I'm the type of guy that likes to basically I stick to different pairs. To one pair. I prefer to basically get to know Bitcoin in all of these details and just find just more and more stuff that actually work. If per se I put this strategy on Ethereum and it's much more profitable, I would be very hesitant, like very hesitant to trade it. But this is coming from a guy that has been trading Bitcoin for like the past 5 years, as I said in the first stream. Hence why, if I see that something is working, I I I I just know that I can kind of rely on it. And if it's working on a different pair, okay, the statistics might be good, but I'm just not confident in it. So I would probably prefer to incubate it for a really long time. I will start really hesitant with small amounts, and I will just, I don't think I will maximize the opportunity, to say it like that. But right now that the strategy is released and all the settings will be provided a bit later, feel free to do it and to share results, because for the 2 hour especially, it's good. If I move it to the 3 hour, the 4, 6, or the 1, it breaks. But for the 2 hour, it's good. So probably works on ETH, probably works on other cryptocurrencies, probably works on the SPX. But just try it out and let me know. And one more thing that I'm actually having as I don't know what to do. Would it be better to actually share the settings with the optimizer as a CSV file, or to let you guys basically do it yourself? Like, David, what do you think is going to be better for everybody out there that's actually trying to use Bodify and build strategies with?
I think that everybody's going to ask for settings, MK. I think that it's going to give them a base for them to work off of. The best way with Botify is to share either a shared chart or share settings directly through settings through Optimiser. And but looking at the messages that are coming in, I think that everybody else wants the settings as well.
Well, I'm trying to help you, everybody to learn about Bodify. Hence why I'm asking the question, but I don't mind sharing the settings. I'll just drop them after we finish. No worries.
Okay, cool. Cool, yeah, I think that everybody's looking for their settings, mate.
Okay. You got it. After settings, no worries.
Yeah, it's a great starting point for everybody to begin. I agree. Yeah, it's a good starting point. I've got, like I said, I've got your settings, and I've been playing around with your settings whilst you've been streaming, and it's given me a good starting point to play around with the volume weighted average instead of the EMA and things like that, which hasn't given better results than you, but it's given me something to play around with as well. So I guess for everybody else, it's the best starting point as well.
I would be generally interested to see if anybody comes up with something better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I have used very little of Bodify's basically options.
Yeah.
Just because I'm kind of scared to not break it, if it works, don't fix it, as they
Yeah.
say. Um, but it took me just a long time to build it, and once I got it to the level where it's working, I was like, okay, that's it. But if anybody finds something that's better, I would really love to check it out because I'm mostly interested in lower max drawdowns. If it's less profitable but has also a much lower drawdown, I would be very much interested in the new settings.
I tried a couple of things. Generally, I trade very much with the ATR to set a stop loss and things like that, and I use often the volume weighted average instead of the EMA, and neither of them gave better results than your results. So, well done! Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like as I wrote earlier, uh, those type of words coming from you means a lot to me, for
Oh
real.
yeah, you've done a
So
brilliant
thank you
job,
so
and it
much.
was absolutely brilliant, and very informative stream. Enjoy your streams very much, mate. They're great. Respect to you from the rabbit, which is very good.
Thank you for the respect, Robert.
Cool. Thank you very much. So I've put it on the website for everybody to download. They just need to do a / add username. It's on the website members.david.tech. For the settings, I'll let MKV share his settings inside his room in Discord. Anything else you'd like to add, MK?
Well, I'm just really thankful for the opportunity once again. I really enjoy contributing to this group with as much as I can because basically having joined DaviddTech has immensely boosted my trading workflow. And I'm just happy that things are going well and that you like the strategy. In the future, there's many others that I can present. I have just great stuff on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour as well, a couple on the 15 minutes, as I mentioned in previous streams. So, yeah, I just hope that everybody finds this useful. And if they do, and if you like it as well, there's much more room to grow.
Yeah, totally. And your indicators very well coded. Brilliant. Done a very, very good job of
Thank you.
that. Thank you very much, MK. I have just very quickly, if anybody wants to see the leaders trade platform as well, that I'll just go through afterwards. But thank you very much for a wonderful stream. It was absolutely brilliant. Enjoyed it very much. Vlad, any other questions or anything that I need to that I may have missed?
Clean for me.
Good for you. And William has in text. I don't think that William's got any messages from YouTube. Let me have a look on YouTube to make sure very quickly. I've been opening so many tabs to try and find some settings. No more messages on YouTube either. Thank you, Martin. That was absolutely brilliant.
Well, thank you once again, and I'm looking forward to the later section, as mentioned, because that sounds really amazing too.
Cool. Right, yeah, so I'll share my screen as well for everybody. So just before I do, MK also has his own section inside of Discord. Like I said on the, let me pull YouTube over, Discord over to another screen so I can share my screen. It'd be nice if I can press the good old Mac. There we go. Let me pull this over. Right. Yeah, MK has his own section inside of in Discord, and you'll also be able to go to DaviddTech to add his Patreon. Fantastic. Right. I'll very quickly share my screen if anybody's interested in the other. There we go. Cool. Okay. Fantastic. Right. Yep. So that indicators, as I said, is on there. I've put the link. Vlad has also put the link into the general chat. So very quickly, I'll just go through what I'm working on with anybody, just so that I can give everybody updates very quickly. Thank you once again, Martin. That was absolutely a brilliant stream. So I've been working on a couple of bits and bobs over the past couple of weeks. I wasn't in last week on live stream. So I just thought I'd go through very quickly some of the updates that I've been working on in the background, just so that everybody knows that I'm still not just, I am still working on everything as hard as possible. The one is going through a huge overhaul in the code. I'm completely rewritten the one. Our plan is to do a stream once a week with Vlad, myself, and William. We're going to be doing Optimiser, sort of an optimization sort of stream where we're going to choose a strategy together once a week. Leave it to optimize in the background. We'll start by optimizing little by little with the general optimizations that we do as a group. Things like I said earlier, trying to find a good settings with the take profits, stop losses, maybe on ATRs, things like that. And then optimizing together, and then I'll do like an AMA or just hang out and chat with you guys while things are optimizing. And then I will be building a sort of a spreadsheet together, which I put somewhere in here. Where did I put it? In one of these slides, I put the spreadsheet in here. Can't find it. There it is, the spreadsheet for that we're going to be sharing here, which will have like a very simple way of finding all of the good settings that we've found on the live stream. So as soon as the one is ready, we're going to start doing that once a week. I've also started to finish up the 2 courses that I've done, so hopefully they'll be ready for the end of the month for everybody. Couple of things for the optimizer. I've been trying to improve the optimizer so that it doesn't have to go through that long old approvals with Google. It was somebody in the group that suggested that I I pick up the settings for the optimizer remotely and then save them into some kind of remote file. So I've been doing that, working on that as well, and any of the suggestions that were in the optimizer group I've been adding at the same time whilst coding that. I hope that will be done within not the end of this week, the end of next week, because I've got to do obviously quite a bit of testing because of the way that that's working. And the final thing that I've been working on is this new platform called leader.trade. I thought I had it open. Let me have it open. Sorry. leader.trade. Leader.trade is a kind of a copy trading sort of platform. The idea was I was getting lots of emails from copy trading websites and wasn't particularly happy with the way that transparency was dealt with all of these platforms. So I started building a way of scraping, downloading, fetching all of the trades from the top traders on the internet. Now, I've been doing this for absolutely months. It's been on the website DaviddTech for ages. It was here, but I've just been downloading them into a database. No, it's not. It's on members. Downloading them into a database. Of course, I'm not logged in. There we go. It was just somewhere around here. I can't remember. I just put it there and didn't really do anything with it. It's top trader signal here. Added it there. It's been there for absolutely months. I've just been downloading tons and tons of data from the top traders. Not doing anything with it. It was the whole idea behind it was to just accumulate as much data as possible over a long period of time. It hasn't been a huge amount of time. It's been something like 4 to 6 months. The oldest results I've got in the database. So I'm building. What I'm doing is recording all of their trades one by one. The ones that are public, so you can see them and download them into a database. The database has a huge amount of data now. It now sends around 80 million requests to around, I think it's 6 platforms per month. So a humongous amount of data is being accumulated from these. As you can see by clicking on here, you can see the live trades that these traders are actually using. It takes a little bit of time to load at the moment, but that's because it's just on a dev platform at the moment. So you can see the trades and its P&L, the R&I of that trader. You'll be able to see the open trades, its win rate, and the return on investment and P&L of that trader. There's loads more data in the background that I'm going to be able to manipulate and play around with and add to this dashboard here. This is just the very, very beginning of it. You'll be able to see what kind of, how well they're actually doing in previous trades and things like that. Let me go and have a look here. Now, these are all considered, the reason I built it, like I said, these are all considered the top traders. And a lot of it is manipulated. You can go to Binance or all of these, and there'll be tons of top traders in the top traders that have been the top traders for 1 day, 7 days. And all it is just that they've had a couple of lucky trades. I'll try and find a couple for examples. I'm not sure this is a good example or not. I'll have a look. But as you'll probably see in some of these graphs in a minute that they're actually very much just. This one may have been in a good period here and ended up in the top traders dashboard. There's a lot worse than that. But when you see their day-to-day trading, they're actually losing a lot more money than they are earning money. And they have to remember also that a lot of these people are actually earning more money from being the top traders than they are actually being traders. And some people are just lucky to have been in the top trader board for a day or two or whatever. So the idea behind it, like I said, is transparency behind the data, trying to find real traders that are actually earning money daily. There's one called Popcorn, which isn't here at the moment, which is a good example. This one wasn't a good example. I had a great example earlier that I was going to show everybody, but obviously it's not going to be in there at the moment. So,
It turns out there aren't many traders that make money.
There's a lot more traders making money out of. Not all of this data comes from copy trading data. So some of them are actual real traders, and they actually are making money. And there's by having a search engine and actually being able to go through all of that data, you actually can really find some good traders. But there is a lot of bad traders out there that are just earning more money out of the copy trading that they're offering. I mean, this one here spent more time in the red than he has in the green. He is now profitable, and probably in the top traders because of this. But previous to that, as you can see, is not doing as well as you probably hope. So probably wouldn't be a trader you probably want to follow. So it's easy to set up. You just literally click connect bot up here. You press connect to Telegram. Opens in Telegram up here. Copycat bot. If I go to lead a trade here, copycat bot, and you press start, and you're ready to go. So you'll start receiving messages from the traders that you've just started to follow. Closed, new, when they've added leverage, you get a message saying you've added leverage. When they've closed their trades,
David,
you get a message. Yes.
we can only see the Telegram page.
You can. Oh, okay. Thank you, Vlad. Sorry, mate. Right. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you very much. The full screen. That's got to be that one there. If I pull this. Now, if I go over, you can probably see the copycat bot. Is that right? Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Vlad. Okay, so you'll be able to see when new trades are open, when they're closed, when leverage has been changed, when they've added to position, when they've moved the profit off the table or loss. Yeah, so you'll be able to see all of that kind of thing. They're sent to you in real time. The bot is continually going to the platform to find out whether the trade's closed, opened, or not. There's a couple of other things that it does as well. I'm currently working on a /summary, so you can send /summary to the bot here, and it will give you a summary of the open trades from all of the traders that you're following. Now, to follow, obviously, you have to just go here and you click either follow here or follow here or here. Sorry, follow this trader. And you'll start getting information from that trader. As I said, you do a / summary. It'll give you a summary of all of the open trades and a general sentiment from the top traders, whether there's X number of longs on BTC or shorts. So you can start building your own opinion as towards that the current sentiment of market from that. You'll also be able to connect it to some of the exchanges through Trigger Trade, but this part is very much available to only a couple of beta testers at the moment, but it will be available to everybody very shortly. The whole of the platform, except for this part here, will be available to everybody as of tomorrow, normally, if everything goes according to plan and none of the beta testers come back to me and say to me, it isn't working. Yeah, so it's another idea. I hope it'll help people to see what's behind all of those copy traders on all of the platforms, and hopefully you'll be able to find some traders that are profitable. Personally, I don't follow any traders. Not that I won't in the future. It's not something I have been as an experiment. And is one of the reasons that I built this leader.trade is I have copied a humongous amount of traders as an experiment for our group. And like I said, I was pretty disgusted with the results. And that's why I started building this so that I can kind of prove with data. A lot of people aren't as good as it says as it says on the websites. So you'll be able to see with this whether they really are as good or not. And the other reason is because hopefully we will find a ton of really good traders, and hopefully we'll be able to follow them with one single click. And that is what a lot of people have asked for, is a one-click solution for starting to trade, and that this helps. So we just need to now find the good traders, which there are, because I have been through a lot of them, and there are a couple of them that stand out extremely well. And I said with Vlad, hopefully when we're doing our live streams, we'll put a spotlight on one trader per week, so that you guys can find them easier as we find them as we go along. And that was the leader trade. Is there any questions about leader trade?
I actually have a question.
Sure.
Did you say that's an 80 million sample size as far as trades go?
No, it currently has about I think it's 6 million trades inside a database. What it does is it pings the websites like Binance, ByBit. There's a couple of other exchanges as well, and it pings 80 million times per month those websites.
Oh
It's
my
a
God,
lot of proxies.
that's a huge sample rate.
It's huge, yeah. It's taken us a heck of a lot of time to code enough to be able to ping that many times, yeah. But it's cool.
This gets me excited. You're basically following, you found a way to sort out the good ones from the bad ones on, like, is that everybody that's trading on Binance, or
No,
how?
Binance is a bit strange. It has the thing that's horrible about Binance is you can only see the last like 3 or 4 trades that they've done. So the top traders are really not in the slightest the top traders. They're just the guys that had one good day of trading. But
Oh,
as soon as they come in, they leave their into the top leaderboard. They leave their ID behind, and that means from that day onwards I can follow those people. So as soon as anybody hits the leaderboard, I can start following them and downloading all of their trades daily or every minute or less. It's less than a minute that I ping every single trader.
I think that the top model or something like that is as following. They're going to invest a little money in a lot of altcoins with high
Yes.
leverage, of course.
Yeah.
And then certainly like one will pump for some reason. Like maybe they're going to put like always like the new ones, for example.
Yeah.
And there you go. There goes like 1,000%.
Yeah, absolutely. And then end up in the top traders, and then they just need. When you see that some of these guys have got 2,000 followers on Binance, a lot of them are limited to 200, but some of them have 2,000 followers on Binance, and they only have to do 10 trades a month and have enough volume following them, and they can make a decent amount of money out of just that without having to worry about really making any profit from their trades. So there's a whole business model behind it. It's not pleasant, but at least with this, you'll be able to see the real data behind the trades that are actually going on.
and does this allow us to actually follow? I'm just trying to figure out how the platform works. So would I be able to basically go on this platform and filter out somehow which are the best ones and which are the worst ones, or how do I go
Absolutely.
about it?
Absolutely. So you'll be able to filter. First of all, it's on the return on investment and also P&L. Afterwards, you'll be able to search for things like win rate, uh, P&L in the past 7 days. You'll be able to do all of those kind of things. And if anybody has any ideas for any search metrics that I can add, I'll quite happily add them. We can search pretty much anything that comes from the data. So you'll be able to search, filter them out. I think there was 7,000 when I started announcing that I was going to build this website. I think there must be about 12 to 14,000 traders in there now at the moment.
Amazing.
Yeah. So there are good ones. There's a heck of a lot of good traders out there. Like I said, it's been going on for some of the traders have 10 days trades in there, because as you can see, this one I found only about 10 days ago, so he's only got 10 days of trades. He's got a lot of trades going on at the moment, but he's got 10 days of trades that I've actually been recording. Some of the ones that have been going on for a long time, I've found, and they've got really good results. Like I said, when we do the weekly streams with Vlad and Will, I will put a spotlight on a single trader once I'll put a spotlight on a trader so that we can all find good traders together if I find a decent trader during the week. Yeah. And yeah, you'll be able to search, you'll be able to filter, you can add to your favorites so that they're just put into a folder if you don't want to receive all the alerts, or you can get all the alerts. And eventually I've got an appointment with ByBit tomorrow to speak to them about how I can integrate this better with ByBit. And then, like with Trigger Trade, you'll also be able to add all the other exchanges as well. So if you want to follow them. Otherwise, you can use it as a sentiment tool. That's what I'll probably be using it for at first. A sentiment tool for the top traders that are in the top traders, as I feel are the top traders, because I put them into a folder that's my favorites, are all currently long on ByBit. So that means for me that there may be a sentiment of bullishness in the market. So that's how I'll be using it at first.
Great. So it's safe to say that it's basically just going to get better with time as you gather more data.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if currently we have like 6 months data on the longest results in a year's time. I mean, we'll have a year's data on most of the traders. So that's going to be when it's going to be really exciting.
This sounds like a next level trend indicator because you say that you're going to use it as a sentiment tool, which is exactly that. So if you have like a confirmation that the best traders, as per the statistics, of course, went long, it's supposed to be safer to also get long, right?
Potentially, yeah, that's the idea. That's what I was thinking. If we can take this tool and also add on-chain data as well into this, plus maybe a standard indicator, be able to add all of those data together, all of that data together. I mean, we should have the super tools of trading for crypto in any case. Because we have the top traders from the top platforms, we have the data from the on-chain data, and we have our general TA that we do. So it should give us a really good edge, hopefully.
Is there a time for one more question?
Yeah, sure, of course.
I was curious to know which platforms are you actually following, and like, are most of them centralized, or they're like, decentralized per se? The sort of new platform of ByBit, which is Apex, which is decentralized, and I have been playing with it for like a couple of weeks, and volume has actually started to kick in, and it's starting to be much more usable.
Okay, the main data comes from Binance and ByBit because they were the first that I started with 6 months ago and started building the Python script to download all of those results. So most of the traders come from those two platforms. There's also, I have a list of them. Just bear me 2 seconds. We have Fairdesk also included, KuCoin also included. We have Fairdesk for KuCoin, ByBit, Binance, and there's 2 other ones which I can't
OKX, BitGet,
OKX, thank you very
PingX.
much, Vlad. OKX,
No problem.
and there was one other one which I can't remember. There's 6 platforms in total. Like I said, the newest ones that have just come that I've just started to work on the Python scripts behind it are OKX and KuCoin. The most data that I've got from is ByBit and Binance.
Yeah,
there is no decentral, but I certainly will add decentral as soon as I get it out the door. Like always with the boilerplate, I've built everything so I can easily add other exchanges, and I certainly will add any other exchanges that I can find. Yeah, it's just a matter of adding extra proxies and things like that, so that we can download as much data as possible.
Very nice to hear. And I'm asking this because I was curious. Do you think that data from like Binance or ByBit is trustworthy? Because per se, I can show you guys examples of where it's clearly visible that the volume on Binance per se is fake, and they're faking it for whatever reason, but it just doesn't make sense. So I'm
Totally.
asking this. I'm asking because from if this data is gathered from decentralized exchanges, it just might be much more useful.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm much more for a decentralized, like most people here. The data that I've collected isn't from official APIs. It isn't from anything that Binance are officially giving out. I've managed to gather, like I said, from leaderboards, things like that, the information that's it's available to public. But it's kind of through a back door to get that information. So it's not the information that that all of the tools have readily available to them. I believe that it's more official, non-official data. So it to me, the data that I've been scraping for the past 6 months has been cleaned. It's good data. But
Yeah.
like you said, we're best to go away and do decentralized, add that to it. It's recording data daily, adding it to a database, so you'll be able to see very easily any incurrences in the data as we go along. You'll be able to see that a trader maybe trading just to be a copy trader to earn money from copy trading. You'll be able to see it from the charts very easily because, like you said, Binance, I feel they're the worst at just putting the last 7 trades they show in their leaderboard, which pretty much proves to me that they don't really care what people are trading on the copy trading platform. So I'm recording it, and as that trade closes, I can see it in the data. Now we have more data to be able to backtest on.
That sounds very, very complex, and I'm thoroughly impressed once again. So
Thank you.
amazing job.
Thank
Good
you very
job, mate.
much. Thanks, Martin. So I'm not explaining it the best that I normally do. I don't know why, but maybe because I got a bit too excited about the product. But like I said, it really is just data. It's helping to see inside the data that nobody else can see. I believe it's about one of the only platforms that actually records this amount of data from the top traders in a leaderboard, sort of like this. This isn't data that you can get from the APIs. It's data that's been collected, like I said, through kind of a backdoor, trying to find the top traders' information and what they're trading, how they're trading, how much they're trading, what leverage they're using, all of those kind of things you can see inside this area here. Let me see if I can find one that's got some open trades. You'll be able to see what leverage they're using, how much they're trading currently, what their profit and loss is on the open trades that they've got open, whether they're long, short, those kind of things that you can't see inside of the official API from most of these exchanges. So it certainly is interesting to look at. And personally, like I said, I don't copy trade because you can only see what the trader's done in the past 7 days. All you get on Binance and other platforms is this thing here, this thing just here, this area here, this area here. You don't get all of this data here. You don't get this. So you'll be able to see a little bit better into the data of whether or not it is really profitable or not.
And how fast does this happen? E.g., if I'm trying to follow somebody that just went long, how long is it going to take for me to receive like a notification, or how does it work?
It's seconds. That's the hardest part. That's been the hardest part for me. I've been what it does is it prioritizes. There are some traders, if there's nobody following a trader, it'll be a minute because nobody's following it, so I'm not getting the data as quick. If there's people that are following a trader, so if you click on that follow a trader there, as the trader grows in popularity, the number of pings that goes to the server and gets the trades is a lot more. That's why there's 80 million requests going out to these websites, because how fast it's happening. Yeah, it's seconds. For the most popular ones, it will be seconds. For the ones that have 0 followers, it will be at 1 minute maximum.
Amazing. And if we could somehow separate the scalpers from the swingers, that would be really great, because if somebody that has a high win rate in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and he just went long, and we know that he's going to keep this long for a while, that can be incredibly useful information to me personally.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that I'm recording. Average number of days in a trade, those kind of things. Average risk to reward, those kind of things that I'm also. Average risk to reward is a bit hard because we can't see the stop loss and take profits, but we can say, right, okay, his previous stop outs were this, and his previous take profits were this, so we can work out roughly a average risk to reward. But those kind of data, I'm recording all of that as well. There's one other thing that I did add here for anybody, including myself. I've also added the sort of like the forced stop loss and take profit here, so that you can add your own stop loss directly to ByBit.
So cool. Great job.
Thank you very much. Cool. And that was pretty much all I've been working on this week. Like I said, that's why, because data is king, and trying to build incubate.trade. I'm not sure if Rudy sent me some screenshots. Just bear with me a couple of seconds, guys. I'll just have a look. Yep, just bear me 2 seconds. This screenshot here. Let me try and send this to myself. How can I send this to myself? Sorry about this, won't be a second. Anyway, this is slides. If I copy and paste it here on this other computer here, that might work. Nope, that's the wrong one. Anyway, so what I'm doing is Rudy, the guy that's the trader, he's working with me. He's rebuilding the forward testing platform because I launched it and there wasn't that many people actually using it. Just bear me 2 seconds. I'll be able to show you the screenshots. Where is it? Just there. If I click that, hopefully I'll be able to copy this image here. There we go. One. Let's keep going. 2. Copy image. And we've got 3 and 4 here. I should have done this before. Would have made things a bit easier for everybody. Copy image. And the last one here. Oh, there's so many images. Right, that'll do anyway. Right. Okay, so so Rudy's been working on this platform here, which is the incubate.trade. I did release this twice now, but both times didn't really get the amount of users that I'd like. So what I've done is I've made it so that it's now potential. You can use it for manual trading or for algo trading. So you'll be able to manually add or manually add your results, or import directly from TradingView using the backtesting results, or you can use the simple bot by connecting it directly to this platform, and you'll be able to record your trades in a sort of a trading journal. So you'll be able to see how it works, how well your trading strategy is performing on real-time data. Like I said, I did do this once before, and it didn't really get the enthusiasm I wanted. So in the background, I just got Rudy, who works with me, to improve on it, make it much more user-friendly and easy for everybody to use. And I hope this one will be ready by the end of next week as well. So by the end of next week, we should have quite a few new tools. So it's just a trading journal. If you're a manual trader, you'll be able to manually enter all of your results and everything in here like this, manually add them, or you can directly connect it to SimpleBot and it will record everything in a single click, and you just leave it in the background, let it run, come back in 2 months or whatever, and you'll be able to see from the calendar the results of your trade, and you'll have your equity curves and things like that. And like I said, it just helps to see whether or not your trading strategy really is profitable in a real market situation and not in backtesting. And that is the couple of things that we're working on. Kevin Davey will be back hopefully as of next month to do some algo trading live streams with us. We have the giveaway also with ByBit for the iPhone 14. There's a link in I'll put it in the general chat. There's a link for that. It's just to celebrate our 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that is pretty much it. If there's no other questions. Thank you very much, Martin. Your stream was absolutely brilliant. Thank you guys for spending some time with us. I hope that you'll enjoy the new platform. I will be sending out emails to everybody that sort of subscribed here. So if you want to be part of the leader, just chuck your email address in there and you'll be invited to beta test. Thank you very much once again to Martin for a wonderful stream, and have a great day, everybody.
All the best and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.